Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Belmont Park here on Friday. It is the 5th of November 2021. We're going to look at the stakes races on the program from Belmont, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kit 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and also join me today for my Breeders' Cup preview, and tomorrow also for my Breeders' Cup preview. Those should be live very soon. But November racing at Belmont has only happened twice that I can remember in my lifetime, and if ever before that. But happened 2015 and last year. But with the vaccination efforts still going on at Aqueduct, they decided to move the Aqueduct opening day or opening weekend back to Belmont, which I think is quite cool and kind of a foresight of possibly to a Breeders' Cup at Belmont in the future. See how the weather is. It's going to be cold this weekend, so if the Breeders' Cup is at Belmont this weekend, it's going to be your stereotypical Belmont Breeders' Cup 50-degree 40-degree weather. So it's it's not a good foreshadowing towards the future for a Breeders' Cup here, but the card today at Belmont is very good. A lot of turf racing. We should be on the turf, but just going to be a little bit cold. So we're going to look at the stakes races 4, 7, 8, and 9. The fourth race, it is the Atlantic Beach Stakes. It's going for a purse of $100,000, race for 2-year-olds here. We have 7 horses entered to go to the inner turf course, but the 6th is an MTO. So 6 will actually go to the inner turf course. The distance of ground 1,200 meters, or the distance of ground of 6 furlongs on the Belmont inner turf course. 1,200 meters, 6 furlongs. Portable rails are out at 35 feet, so they're quite far out. My top selection, I'm going to go with the number 5 horse here, Biz Buzz. We'll go 5-7-4-2 in the superfecta, 5-7-4-2 super. Top selection of 5 horse, Biz Buzz. 2-year-old colt by Fed Biz, Mike Trombetta trains. Julian Pimentel gets him out. The horse's most recent outing came to maturity at Belmont, 6 furlongs on the 10th of October, and he finished third by 1.5 lengths. He sat back early after a horrible beginning, but was really closing up well late. I didn't think it was a half-bad race after all said and done. Coming here, a lot lesser quality horses, hopefully breaks a little bit better. I think he could run a good race. His debut came at Laurel on the 10th of September, going 5.5 in the main special weight for 54 grand. He won by 3 lengths, and he didn't break that well hitting the gate going out of it, and was stupidly wide, but he kept going, and he got the job done. A very good race. I did notice that opening weekend at Laurel, you wanted to be a little bit wide on the turf, and he kept doing that. A very, very good run. He's been training well at Fair Hills. Coming here today, like I said, he's going to have to break, but I think with the class relief at 3-2, he could definitely run a good race. So let's take him. To recap my selection for the 4th from Belmont, it is the Atlantic Beach. Let's take the 5 horse Biz Buzz, 5-7-4-2 in the superfecta. 7th race from Belmont, it is the AWAD Stakes. It's going for a purse of $100,000, race for 2-year-olds here. We have 6 horses entered to go to the Widener Turf Course, the distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or the distance of ground of 1.116 on the Belmont Widener Turf Course. 1,700 meters, 1.116. And off subject, because I was looking at the Breeders' Cup races and thinking about Belmont, if they ever run the Breeders' Cup again at Belmont, they're going to have to run the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf, which they never run here at Belmont because it didn't exist. But if they ever run it again here at Belmont, I would like to see them run it at mile 16th because, 5 races or 4 races on the turf course going a mile that weekend, that Widener Turf Course is going to get you eaten up. So maybe they can move some of the races to the inner. But that's off subject. My top selection, I'm going to go with the 6 horse Royal Spirit. 6-4-5-3 in the superfecta, 6-4-5-3 super. Top selection 6 horse Royal Spirit. This 2-year-old colt by Into the Mischief. Paco Lopez gets him out for Tom Fletcher. Most recent outing came in the Now at Monmouth. 1 mile on the 26th September, and he finished second by 1.75 lengths. He sat back early after a horrible beginning, but slowly regained, momentum, slowly quickened up, and, he had a good place at that. I didn't think it was a half-bad race. Coming here still has a main after some decent races. I think he could really run a good race. Before that, he ran the 20th of August at Saratoga, mile 16th on the inner in a main special weight for 100K. He finished third by 1.5 lengths. He was often on lead all throughout. He just couldn't quicken up to the full potential, but again, it wasn't a world's worst race. Coming here, improving with every single race. Let's use him. Your second likeliest winner, I think, is the 4 horse, 035. Whatever. This 2-year-old colt by Union Rags. George Weaver trains one. He started 4 times, most recently in the main special weight in mid-October, winning by 4 lengths, coming up from nowhere. I thought it was a very good race there. And then again, before that, at Saratoga, mile 16th in the main special weight in early September, finishing third by 5.25 lengths. A little bit wide, but he really was closing up well. He has one running style that's coming from behind. The turf course can play towards closers. At 4-1, we'll definitely use him in the multis. But to recap my selection for the 7 from Belmont, it It is the AWAD. Let's take the 6-horse Royal Spirit. Give kudos to the 4-horse 035, 6453 Super, 6-4 in the multi-race. The 8th race from Belmont. It's one of the rescheduled races from last weekend. It is the Ticonderoga Stakes. It's going for a purse of $200,000. Race for Fliz Mayors, 3-year-olds and upwards, New York breds. We have a field of 9 horses heading to the inner turf course. The distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or the distance of ground of 1.16 on the Belmont inner turf course. 1,700 meters, 1.16 in the Ticonderoga. Top selection, I'm going to go with the number 6 horse here, who is Barkin, 6185 in the superfecta, 6185 super. Top selection, a single in the moles race would be the 6 horse Barkin. This 4-hoof by Animal Kingdom. Jose Liscano gets on this one. The horse's most recent outing came mid-September at Woodbine, about a mile and a half on the E.P. Taylor turf course in the Grade 2 Canadian, and the horse finished third by 1/2 lengths. Sat back early, a little bit wide, but really closed up well late. I didn't think it was a half bad race against some very tough horses. First start against stakes quality horses. Coming here today, first time facing state breds, step down class from the last few races. I think the horse could really run a good race here. 2-back win allowance race at Woodbine on the Tapeta, mile 16th, 13th of August. First start in 10 months. The horse won by 2 lengths and didn't break that well. Recovered after that, went to the front at the top lane, and just kept going. A very good, clear driving victory late. And then prior to that, the 1st of October at Woodbine, mile 16th in main special weight, the horse went by 6 3/4 lengths again. Sat back early, got the lead in the lane, and then he got the job done. A very, very good race. Coming here today, I would like to see the horse sit a little bit closer on this turf course. With the class relief from the last few races, I think this horse just really, run up tenfolds. 7-5, let's use her. To recap my selection for the 8th from Belmont, it's Ticonderoga. Let's take the 6-horse Barkin, 6185 in the superfecta. The 9th race from Belmont, it is the Tempted Stakes. It's going for a purse of $150,000. Race for 2-year-old fillies here. We have a field of 8 horses heading to the main track. The distance of ground is 1,600 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile on the Belmont main track. 1,600 meters, 1 mile here in the Tempted. And this race has been run at Belmont, but it's been few and far between. They usually ran it at Belmont when the Breeders' Cup was in town, so I think in 2001, 2005 they may have run it. So it's not like it's new. It's not like it's never been run here at Belmont, but it's still kind of cool seeing it run at Belmont. My top selection, I'm gonna go with the 7-horse Nest, 7821 for me in the superfecta, 7821 super. Top selection, 7-horse Nest. This 2-year-old filled by Curlin. Top Pletcher trains this one. Dylan Davis gets on this one. The horse's most recent outing came 25th of September at Belmont, a mile 16th on the main track and main special weight 83,000, and the horse won by 5 lengths, and she was impressive that day. She stalked, she got the lead a little bit wide, but basically in a hand ride late. That was a very good race, to the point of I wrote her name down in the notebook I have, and right next to it I had a little quote saying Tempted or Demoiselle next, with a question mark. Coming here to the Tempted, which is a race I probably would have ran her if I was in the Demoiselle, because she looks like a horse that kind of wants a little bit longer trip. But coming here today, a very good race. I think she should improve a lot more. They bought her for a pretty price, so I think they think highly of her. She's training well since the last one. At 3-1, keep an eye on her, especially going towards her 3-year-old campaign. The 8-horse Gerrymander is your second likeliest winner, I think. 2-year-old Philip Into the Mischief. Most recently at Belmont and Mile in the Frozette, she couldn't keep up with Echo Zulu, who basically won for that day for fun. This horse placed by 7 1/4 lengths. It was stupidly wide and just couldn't keep up there, but broke the main before that here over at Saratoga, going 3/4 in August very, very nicely. And then before that, in the debut at Belmont, going 5.5 Belmont Stakes weekend, she just didn't have the best of beginnings, but really closed up well late. But still, the winner won nicely, and she only had 2 other rivals there. But really been on the approval. Coming here with the step-down class, she could definitely win. But that Nest, her debut was very impressive. Go watch the replay. But to recap my selection for the 9th from Belmont's Tempted, let's take the 7-horse Nest. Give kudos to the 8-horse Gerrymander, 7821 super, 7-8 in your multi-race. So good luck to them. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.